Learn from sparring with Tyson.
What I learned is that I got such a I became such a better kickboxer because of it. Because it's just the all-round game. It made me so much better in everything. So I'm happy with that.
That's it. You're gonna pop Tyson Fury. Catch their mistakes.
Do this.
I don't think so. I don't think they landed their best shot on Usyk, because he's so slippery. He's all over the place. So I think he didn't get like rocked the right way.
Trained with Tyson Fury back in the day as well. You sparred with him?
Yeah, we came in as a sparring partner, and then after just keep showing up, we turned into to a training partner, and then slowly just becoming part of the team.
What did you learn from sparring with Tyson?
What I learned is
highly enough of him. It's not going to be as easy as what people think it is, because nobody's here. He's not coming for a paycheck. He was offered a lot more money in other sports. He turned that down for this one. So he's super enthusiastic.
His ability to go in there and believe that he can go and mix it with these guys. This is sparring at the end of the day. But I know for a fact that both guys appreciated each other's work.
To learn. So the guy you knocked out in sparring, he's understand, okay, I did this silly move, that's how I got knocked out. So I'm gonna have to stop doing these silly moves so I don't get knocked out. So when people come out and say, oh, I've knocked out in sparring, I stopped doing sparring.
We've got Mount Everest to climb. But listen, he's come in, he's gonna try his best, and that's it. For me to sit here and say, oh, I'm gonna do this, gonna do that, I'm not an idiot. Been in boxing too long. But he'll give a good account of himself. And he's not coming.
Like he's been dominating for so long and in such phenomenal fashion. So I was like, wow, if we could do this, that would be like the cherry on the cake.
And so from the start, were you told that this would be for the WBC title? Because when the fight got announced, initially WBC said they would create a special belt, and then 2 days later they said, no, in fact, the belt will be on the line. What were you told?
No, they said, we want to do something, but we'll let you know like what it's going to be. If it's going to be for a title, if it's going to be for one title, if it's going to be for whatever. The
leaked footage is absolutely wild. Rico Verhoeven just dropped Tyson Fury in sparring, and this isn't some light training session. This is serious business, and it's sending shockwaves through the boxing world right before his massive fight with Usyk Kickboxing.
Very calculated, but when I connect. Like I said, there's a lot of weight behind these punches. So of course, within the kickboxing sport, I was used to just throwing the kicks and doing my thing, but now we get the opportunity to use the hands more. So Peter,
look at this sparring footage. Rico comes in with full aggression and immediately starts overwhelming Fury with sharp pressure and timing. The Gypsy King gets visibly rocked and dropped in what was supposed to be controlled training. This just became a statement.
A long time, and not really done much in boxing at all to want a shot at Alexander Usyk when there's a queue so big. And
Indeed.
You know what I mean? And that's the most important thing. The people who are sitting waiting for their shot in line are going to be fuming over this. Some would say, to counter their argument, Usyk's probably earned the right to have an easier.
But here's what's crazy about this whole situation. Rico started as just a sparring partner, helping Fury prepare for other fights. Now he's become the main event himself, using everything he learned from those early sessions to elevate his own game beyond Usyk Kickboxing.
Verhoeven, the next opponent of Alexander Usyk, but there's a bit of a twist in this one, because this fella's renowned as a kickboxing champion, and now he's going to adapt to the boxing discipline and take on the very best in Alexander Usyk. But
Peter Fury breaks down exactly what they're facing, and his words are telling. He says Rico isn't here for an easy paycheck like most crossover fighters. This guy turned down bigger offers in other sports just to take on Usyk. That's not desperation, that's hunger.
Little space, and I can see how the monetization vehicle of this works. But Usyk wouldn't be doing this unless there's a reason for it. There must be a motivation behind it. It must be some form of derivative as to what happened between the various disciplines crossing over within Ghana.
Francis Warren just gave an update on Rico's training camp, and listen to this. He says Rico looks like an absolute animal in sparring right now. The confidence in his voice tells you everything about what they're seeing behind closed doors.
You know, Rico wanted the fight, you know, Usyk wanted it. They said both ultimate fighting men, aren't they? So fights like this are not going to be hard.
Now here's where some people pump the brakes. Derek Chisora makes it clear that sparring footage can be misleading. You can hurt anyone in training, but a real fight under championship pressure, that's a completely different beast where mentality matters more than training moments.
Alexander Usyk steps in and will take on one of the greatest kickboxers of all time. I'm actually quite a big kickboxing fan, so I know quite a lot about him. I've watched a few of his fights over the years. They used to call him the Prince of Kickboxing, and then he elevated to the King of Kickboxing. I mean, he's a very, very, very good kickboxer who's got decent hands.
But Peter Fury isn't backing down from the challenge. He admits they're facing a mountain, but he respects that Rico isn't coming to survive. This kickboxing king believes he can actually win, and that changes everything about how dangerous he becomes.
Was it Giza? I got it right. 23rd of May, Egypt, WBC World Heavyweight Championship. Again, very intrigued as to why the WBA and the IBF are not involved in this. Be interesting to know. But I've just seen that just popped up, and I was like, oh, 1 second. Sorry to interrupt the video, but this is very important, and I'll be quick. If you're one of these people that watch the channel and don't hit that subscribe button or forgot to hit that
Usyk reveals the real reason he took this fight, and it's not what you think. He's tired of doing what everyone else needs from him. This is about freedom and choosing his own path against a completely different style that nobody can prepare him for.
To do what you want, but I at least expected it to be some sort of active boxer, someone of some... Not to say I don't actually know much about Verhoeven in terms of a kickboxer, of what his quality level is, but what I'm saying is I expected it to be someone of a decent caliber of a professional boxer. But if it's not, then fine. Look, do your thing, do you, and hopefully he returns to actual professional boxing against some of the top elites.
Rico's confidence is scary calm when he talks about this fight. He says he only needs one clean connection to change everything. Boxing allows him to use his hands with more power than kickboxing ever did, and his camp believes this version is more dangerous than ever.
This is a joke. This is nothing but a gimmick fight, and it's even more shameless considering the fact, one, it's on pay-per-view, and two, it's for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the world. Does Rico Verhoeven, with his one win over a decade ago against the guy who was 0-5, deserve a world title shot? Answers on a postcard. Can you play the recorder? No. That's the answer. This is shocking. Shocking stuff from Alexander Usyk. This is Alexander Usyk picking money. Picking money over...
Paul Smith questions if this matchup is even fair. Rico hasn't built a long boxing resume to deserve Usyk, while real contenders wait in line. But he admits Usyk earned the right to choose easier fights after dominating the division for years.
Second professional boxing match. But guys, Verhoeven is 6'5", 270, and he is like the dominant champion in kickboxing. I used to watch kickboxing all the time. Growing up, if there was no boxing on TV way before the UFC, they'd like ESPN to have kickboxing on. I used to watch it, right? Chris, you have fought. Now look, it is not...
Duke McKenzie drops some reality about sparring footage. Most sparring partners operate under strict instructions not to go full intensity. So how much does this leaked footage actually tell us when everything in training camps is controlled and limited?
What I believe is that the puzzle of boxing, Alexander solves multiple times. Too many times already. And I think this is a puzzle he hasn't solved yet. So I'm gonna bring kickboxing angles, bring a different type of puzzle. And like I said, I'm a big unit. I'm like 125 kilos. So
So
Max Kellerman puts it perfectly. Rico is already a proven world champion in combat sports, but kickboxing and boxing cannot be treated the same. This is only his second professional boxing fight, yet he's facing the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
Alexander, what he's done, he's wiped the floor with everybody. He's established himself at the top there. So now you look at him and you think financially, will he be in a better position than Tyson Fury? No, not in my opinion. Anthony Joshua? No, not in my opinion. The big money fights aren't out there for him, so he's got to do something. He's got to put himself in a position where he's got to win, because he's proved he's top draw. So in this fight here, I think it creates interest, intrigue. I'm quite sure there's a healthy pay package at the end of it. This is now business for him.
Rico believes he's bringing something Usyk has never faced before. He's using his size, strength, and kickboxing angles to create a completely new puzzle. Meanwhile, Usyk stays calm, treating this like just another boxing match with no pressure or intimidation.
I'm not interested in... I like Rico Verhoeven, sparred him, know him, nice fella, very good kickboxer, one of the best of all time, but he's not a boxer. If he wants to fight...
Can he box?
Yeah, he can box, he's a very good boxer, but he shouldn't be boxing the best heavyweight in the world. If he wants to do it as an exhibition, go and do it. I'm not interested in Usyk Verhoeven, just for the simple...
So here's what we've got. A kickboxing king who just dropped Fury in sparring, facing an undisputed champion who's never seen this style before. Rico's proven he belongs in there, but can kickboxing skills translate against the most technically perfect boxer alive? Drop your prediction in the comments. Smash that like button if this breakdown opened your eyes, and subscribe because this fight is going to be absolutely insane.